Kazakhstan has chosen the multi-vector integration. Its trends, collisions and prospects are coming up in the Single Market Program.
Today in the program, IFC projects with multiple effect. Kazakhstan-Uzbekistan restart of trade and economic relations. Partnership techniques. Kaizen philosophy of perfectionism.
Здравствуйте, с вами Павел Коктыш, и вы смотрите...
For the market relations, the private sector plays a key role. It is exactly the segment in the developed countries that is the basis for economic growth and the catalyzer of innovation processes. Increasing the private sector share in the developing countries is an opportunity to make the economy more sustainable and for social life to be more stable. Therefore, many of them closely cooperate with the IFC, International Finance Corporation, which is part of the World Bank Group.
...который является частью группы Всемирного банка.
We do about $20 billion of financing every year. But besides financing, we also provide advice to our clients, to our member governments. We are owned by different governments around the world.
Kazakhstan has become the IFC member a quarter of a century ago. And first investment projects with the participation of this International Finance Corporation started being implemented from 1997. During this period, the volume of long-term financing has exceeded $1 billion. And currently, Kazakhstan is the largest client of the IFC.
We have finance projects in the banking sector quite a bit. In the past, we also did mining projects, steel projects, so a number of things. So currently what we are doing is we are supporting the government in new areas.
We're talking about projects that were chosen within the framework of diversification of Kazakhstani economy. Such support is relevant from the point of view of a gradual departure from raw materials dependence and the gradual transition of the republic to the sustainable development path.
Diversified economy is important because then you're not dependent on one or two things. It's more robust of an economy. So the prices of oil go down or the commodities go down, then it's still stable because you're not counting on one or two things, right? So stability of an economy comes from diversification.
Production of foodstuffs holds a specific place among the economic priorities of Kazakhstan, and the IFC has included this direction in its investment portfolio. It covers projects related to the production and sales of foodstuffs, which are produced from agricultural raw materials.
Not only the primary agriculture, but also processing the food and exporting it. So we have been working with some distribution companies at this moment to better help them distribute the products around Kazakhstan. So we have done that. We are also working in some of the basic agriculture companies at this moment to help them come up with the products.
Any crisis situation is the hardest hit for small companies which have insufficient working capital. Therefore, microfinancing for small and medium-sized businesses is an opportunity to survive in difficult situations. And this sphere is within the field of the IFC interest. The corporation provides support through the Kaz Microfinance Company, which allocates small loans for the opening or development of small companies.
One of the objectives of IFC is to increase our impact, development impact in the country, to help create employment, to increase the incomes of the people. So you can have very, very small entrepreneurs, wedding dressmakers, or, a woman who has opened up the businesses. So we are really promoting the women to get into the businesses also.
For a country like Kazakhstan, infrastructure is of particular importance. Roads, railways, or air traffic play a very important role in transportation of goods and opening new territories. Without these, you will not be able to open your regions for investments.
For a country like Kazakhstan, infrastructure is essential, right? In order to move goods and open up areas, regional areas, infrastructure like roads, railroads, air links are really essential. Without that, you cannot open regions in Kazakhstan to investments.
The IFC, along with other major financial institutions, will invest in a part of the project. Construction of the Great Almaty Ring Road will begin in the spring of 2018. This is one of the long-awaited and complex projects for Kazakhstan to be implemented in the sphere of infrastructure. Therefore, the participation of the IFC, a member of the World Bank Group, is a kind of guarantee and incentive that the BAKD project will be successfully implemented. Alexander Valyuski, specially for the Single Market Program.
По мнению экспертов, изучающих...
According to experts researching the market of Central Asian countries, the year of 2018 may become a year of renaissance of trade and economic relations between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. And the countdown point for this should be seen as September 2017, when the presidents of both countries met. It was then that concrete plans of developing bilateral relations were articulated. Documents have been signed to develop land, road, and railway corridors, to perform customs control at the border checkpoints, to manage trans-border water resources, to implement joint projects in the energy sector. Memoranda have been concluded at the level of inter-regional cooperation in the trade, economic, cultural, and humanitarian spheres, in particular between Sirdarya and South Kazakhstan, Tashkent and South Kazakhstan, Navai and Kizloda regions. Fascinating projects are expected in the sphere of high technologies, too. The Carrier Meeting International Conference, which took place in 2017 in Almaty, resulted in signing the protocol between national companies, Kazakh Telecom and Uzbek Telecom, on construction of a new junction of carrier backbone networks. Experts believe that a new level of relations between the countries will contribute to solving some acute issues. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, due to their geographical proximity, have several common problems. For example, water use problems. The interests of both states are intercrossing also in the field of transport logistics, as both Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are exporters of mineral resources. As for the turnover, it is seeing positive dynamics. It grew by 35% in 2017. According to forecasts, the growth of mutual trade between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan will be even more impressive in 2018. An impulse for this will be given by an inter-regional forum attended by leaders from all regions of both countries. Within the framework of this meeting, concrete measures on cooperation will be agreed upon at the level of 16 regions of Kazakhstan and 14 regions of Uzbekistan.
И 14 Узбекистана.
And instead of a resume, a new level of partnership means strengthening the economic role of the two countries in their Central Asian region and giving their joint infrastructure projects. Promises good prospects for the states of Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are trading with. This is it from me. Alexander Galiev was with you.
С вами был Александр Галиев.
Machinery building is one of the key sectors to replenish the currency reserves of the Belarus economy. Products of this sector are successfully supplied to the markets of other countries. The bulk of it, 73% of the total export volume, is sold to Russia and Kazakhstan. Importers from the countries of the Eurasian Economic Union appreciate the Belarusian machinery for the optimal price and quality ratio. Therefore, in order not to reinvent the wheel, the most effective option for cooperation on the territory of the Integration Association is the setting up of assembly plants. I'm optimistic about those assembly projects which are now implemented in Kazakhstan. Certainly, it is possible to find such countries where Belarusian tractors and other agricultural machinery assembled in Kazakhstan could be exported further. Currently, Kazakhstan cooperates with 12 Belarusian machinery building companies. The very first experience in assembling machinery from Belarus in the Republic is the one at the Semipalatinsk plant, SemAz. They have been assembling tractors of the Belarus brand since 2009. This enterprise has already mastered the production of 9 models. Belarus 3522 is the most perfect of them. This tractor is designed to perform the most energy-intensive agricultural works, including for sowing grains, harvesting fodder, and harvesting root crops.
Казахстан поступил абсолютно правильно, учитывая количество пахотных земель.
Kazakhstan did absolutely the right thing given the number of arable lands and considering the poor climatic conditions in which these lands are located. It is clear that the state should render essential support to agriculture in Kazakhstan. Because neighboring with Russia, which constantly feels a shortage of food, Kazakhstan can become one of the world's leading food exporters.
Продуктов питания. Казахстан может стать одним из ведущих мировых экспортеров продовольствия.
In 2015, Kazakhstan has set up a joint Kazakh-Belarusian enterprise where the world's biggest vehicles, Belaz, are assembled. The carrying capacity of these dump trucks is from 30 to 130 tons. At this stage, there is one model of quarry equipment, Belaz, in production. It is Belaz 7547, with a carrying capacity of 45 tons. This model has passed all certification procedures and safety coordination in the Republic of Kazakhstan. Specialists who work at this assembly plant have undertaken an on-the-job training in Minsk at the plant manufacturing Belaz cargo trucks. Upon our arrival here, we have proved our knowledge. We are engaged in the repairs of these trucks. Our training was also based on these trucks' maintenance. On the 30th of July 2017, production of other trucks under the Belarusian brand was launched on the base of the car assembly plant in Almaty. These are dump trucks MAZ. The Kazakhstani enterprise specializes in two models with a carrying capacity of 20 tons. It is a cycle of 3 production processes: welding, assembly, and painting.
Машинокомплект в разобранном виде, узлы, агрегаты приходят.
Vehicle set in disassembled form, nodes, units come from the Republic of Belarus. It is assembled on the territory of the Astana Motors plant, and all tests are carried out there. The cabin is welded, full welding, full body welding, and painting. All systems are tested, checked, and so on.
Всех тестовых систем, проверок и так далее.
As an official partner of the Minsk automobile plant, the Almaty company ensures guarantee and maintenance servicing of motor vehicles in accordance with the requirements of the Belarusian manufacturer. We are confident in our machinery which we manufacture. It does not at all differ in quality from that assembled on the Minsk automobile plant sites. Before 2030, Belarus plans to invest almost $10 billion into its machine building sector. These funds will be used to update the engineering and design and technology platforms. Such plans will influence positively not only on the development of the Belarusian profile industry, but also the work of the Kazakhstani partner plants, since they will be able to master the production of new, more advanced models of machinery. Oleg Boldarev, Anatoly Valyutsky, especially for single market. Approaches that later found their reflection in the Kaizen system were used for the first time in the middle of last century at several Japanese enterprises, including Toyota. In a record short time, Japan managed to restore the economy and join the list of the most developed countries. It has become one of the world's largest exporters, the motherland of many multinational companies and advanced technologies. Japanese products are high-quality products. We all now think so. This was not always the case. Once it was thought that, let's say, a blouse from Japan, equipment from Japan, it is bad and will serve very little. Better not to buy it, and so on. The word Kaizen is translated as improvement or refining. The main task of the system is the continuous work of a company for the benefit of customers, operating and potential. It is based on permanent analysis and continuous optimization of all internal processes. In simple words, Kaizen facilitates the work of people, removing everything unnecessary that hinders it. For example, there is one company among our customers. Before contacting us, the employees had to walk a long distance inside the premises. This company made a rearrangement of production zones and thus optimized the workflow. As a result, the productivity of the company has increased.
You know, Kaizen is basically to make people work easier and then more like eliminate waste. So we have one company, for example, to change the whole process of production. Like before, the workers need to walk so many, long distance, but they rearranged the workstation, and now, the walking distance for the workers can be very short, and that means the productivity for the whole company increase.
Currently, every 9 out of 10 enterprises in the country of the rising sun work using this philosophy. At the same time, the Japanese themselves do not consider Kaizen as a unique system. If you go to a Japanese enterprise and ask them, please show me how you implement Kaizen, they would ask, what do you mean? Kaizen for them is like, well, a word which they use every day. It is like common sense in Britain. So it is common sense. We live like this. And this principle is effective in Japan not only in production but also in services. This can be seen from the example of public transport. Japanese trains are the most punctual in the world. Kaizen system assumes interest in the end results at all levels, from line workers to top management of the company. The task of management is to convey a message to each employee that he is part of a team working towards a common goal. But in turn, the company must create maximum comfort and safety of work for its employees. In order for Kaizen to be effective, it is necessary that the staff do not feel like, I'm the only one like that there, or unhappy. Nobody appreciates me, nobody loves me, everyone is demanding something from me. So that it would be like, we are a team, we appreciate you, let's work together. If you need to do something jointly with the leader, we will cooperate, and we will do something. The next important principle of Kaizen is the introduction of non-waste production. By the way, 7 kinds of losses are classified in this system. These are unproductive movement, excessive waiting time, improperly organized technology, inefficient transportation, production defect, the correlation of which requires additional costs, unclaimed supplies of materials, and overproduction.
By eliminating waste and make work more efficiently, you can, the company's productivity can be increased, and then more importantly, the workers can be motivated, and the motivation can, contribute to the increased productivity as well.
To consolidate success at each stage, it is necessary to introduce a system of standardization. It should clearly specify not only quality indicators, but all business processes, including promising ones. If you once started Kaizen, this is until your life ends, because there is no limit for perfection. You need to be doing this, doing this, doing this. Introduction of Kaizen in Kazakhstan was facilitated by the Kazakh-Japanese Center, which was opened 15 years ago in Almaty. There are about 30 companies in Kazakhstan today that practice this philosophy. It is more in Almaty and Astana, but in the regions too, because people already come here for training. Now, for example, we are already working at 2 enterprises in Usk-Kamenogorsk and at 1 enterprise in Semipalatinsk. The list of Kazakhstani enterprises where the Kaizen approaches are applied include the Almaty fan plant. Here, thanks to the introduction of the Japanese practice, the level of production quality has been raised significantly and labor productivity has increased. As a result, this enterprise has become the main supplier of profile equipment in the country and also managed to find its niche in the export market. We supply our equipment to the near abroad countries, to the CIS countries such as Turkmenistan, Russia, and Uzbekistan. We also go out to far abroad countries. We're going to export our equipment to the Middle East countries. And well, we're planning to work with Europe, maybe even further. The success of the enterprise attracted the attention of the South Korean corporation LG. After carrying out the certification, audits, and quality control of the products, this world-class company concluded a contract for cooperation with this Kazakhstani plant. The most important thing is that they gave us technical knowledge, technical requirements, so to call, that is, we have got the LG standards. These standards allowed the company to conclude a contract with a company servicing the Tengiz field, which is located in the Caspian oil and gas basin. Our English partners are a contractor, a supplier for Tengiz Chevron oil. That is, we're making a part of our products for them, some spare parts for them, which they will further equip at their plants in the UK and then will send to our field. With the entry of Japanese investors in the face of the Tokyo Rope transnational company, Kaizen outlines in Kazakhstan have become even clearer. Gabion mesh produced in Almaty by the enterprise using Kaizen approaches quickly found its niche in the market. Sorekara. Our company constantly conducts various tests and tries new technologies to manufacture stronger, higher quality material. I think this is what helps us to always be ahead of the profile productions of other countries in the market. Currently, Tokyo Rope is building a new factory in the industrial zone of Almaty to become an anchor production for the Kazakh-Japanese Technology Park. And this will be yet another contribution to expanding the experience of Kaizen in Kazakhstan. This is it for today. You can watch all our broadcasts on www.kazakh-tv.kz website. See you again in the Single Market program.